Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marco. I'm an Ateneo BS Biology graduate. In this video, I'll be doing a short review of the light that I've been using for quite some time now. By quite some time, I mean it's actually been super long. And it's this thing. It's a ring light that is from... and it's this thing. Take two. It's called a ring light and I got it off of LAZADA. So if you don't have time to watch the video all throughout and you kind of trust my review skills and my opinions, my short answers for this, it's pretty okay for TikToks and for video calls, but if you plan on using it as your main light for YouTube videos, I wouldn't recommend getting it. I am super sorry, future Dr. Zoe, but yeah, I don't recommend it. Just a short tangent. Do you guys like the fairy lights behind me? I know this used to be like an electric fan, but at least now it's a little bit aesthetic. First off, I want to start with the specifications of this whole thing, just so you guys know what are the specific features or specifics of the product. First things first, it has a 10-inch diameter. So from here to here, it's 10 inches. Second thing about this, which is really cool, it has a controller, has 4 buttons to power it on, make it more powerful, dim it down, and change the light settings. It has 3 types of lights, which you change through the middle button. It has cool light or white light. It also has warm light, which is just the orange one like this one behind me. And it also has daylight, which is a combination of white and warm light. So it has 10 different brightness levels or brightness ticks, I don't know what you want to call it, all throughout, which is pretty dope. The cord itself is about 2 meters long, I want to say. I'll just write the specifics somewhere on the screen. And on its end, it has a USB plug, which you can use with pretty much any adapter. At least when I bought it off of LAZADA, it came with a light stand. It's what I use back there. I'll just add specific measurements and stuff on screen right now, and I'll also add B-roll just so you guys can visualize how tall this thing could go. It also has a ball mount, which if you watch my previous video about a tripod for your phone, is pretty dope. And the last thing I want to talk about is how it comes with a smartphone mount, but I kind of don't have the mount with me right now, so I can't show you guys that. So I think now we can move on to the benefits and drawbacks of having this ring light. First benefit I can think of is it's pretty bright. If you compare it relative to your ceiling light or to a softbox, it's right in the middle. It will give you a better light if you're using it for TikToks or maybe video calls, group chats. The caveat of this whole thing is if you're planning to use it for your main light for YouTube, I don't think it's bright enough. Personally, I think it's better if you have a brighter light, but then yeah. Second benefit is it has a pretty sturdy stand and a ball head. So I like flexible products. I think that is my bias. So having a ball head and the light stand, which is, by the way, pretty multifunctional, is a definite plus for me. So you can use the ball head to get different angles at different heights. So you can use it for different situations. And the light stand itself is pretty sturdy. I guess it's made of metal. Let me check. I've had this ring light with me for about 9 months and it still hasn't been really bogged down. I mean, it still works. It's still fine. I mean, in general, it's good. For general use, if you're not really gonna throw it around, it's gonna last you quite some time. It's gonna last you a long time if you're like me who just puts it somewhere and never touches it. I only ever touch it when I need to turn it on. The size of the ring light itself, 10-inch diameter, is pretty portable and pretty usable if you plan on using a different stand with it. I've had times where I actually mounted it on tripods such as this and it didn't really topple down because the small size and the small weight is pretty good. I mean, it's good enough to be mounted onto something like this. It doesn't really need a plug or an adapter if you want to use it with a power bank. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I don't know why you would use that, but then it presents itself when the opportunity is there. The drawbacks. Okay, so this is going to be a big part because I'm gonna roast the product quite a bit. First drawback is the fact that it's not quality light. I don't know if you noticed, maybe it's only me because I make the videos, but whenever I use this light, the video has rolling bars. That is basically just some black lines that go throughout your video, and I think it's because it's not really quality light. So if you compare it to a softbox, which is pretty constant. So if you use this ring light, the experience is not gonna be all that well. I think it's because the light isn't really coinciding with the frame rate of the camera or whatever technical stuff, but it really ruins the experience for me, at least. Another drawback, I think I mentioned this a while ago already, although it has 10 different brightness sticks, for me, when I use it for videos, if you're a YouTuber or whatever, it's not as bright, or it's not super bright. You have to put it up close to really get this type of light. So for a background light, I have used this for background. You've seen it here on my left side, your right side, and it does its job pretty well. But as something that I want to really focus on me, it's not something I would use. And another thing is, honestly, this is a problem with all lights, especially if you're wearing glasses like me, and it's the glare. Though this one is not as bad because it really covers the whole glasses and I don't really turn this way anyway. When there's a ring light, it is very apparent with your eyeglasses. Though if you don't have glasses, I think it's a better shape. So there's that. That pretty much ends that portion of this video. My explanation comes up next. Hopefully I can explain why I don't really recommend it that much. So I said I only recommend it for TikToks and video calls. I've never really made a TikTok with it, so it's not really that big of a recommendation. But to be honest, I've seen a lot of TikToks that use ring lights, so I guess it's something that you can use. But for video calls, I think I can personally recommend it. It is a separate light, which is pretty nice. I think the front cameras or webcams don't really have that rolling bars problem. It's more of a problem for mirrorless and DSLRs. And if you want to use it for vlogging, I don't recommend it as much, especially if you have a mirrorless camera or a DSLR. Personally, I don't like it. I had to do a lot of reworking just to make it work, which I'll talk about later. It really depends on your setup. But for my setup, which is like this, where I set it down, I have a main light, some stuff in the background, it's not something I would recommend. But if you're a makeup vlogger or you use your phone as a camera, I don't think those things are as affected with a ring light. But my position still stands where try to get something else. Try to get some LED light like this, which is, I completely forgot what it's called. So yeah, that is my stand on the ring light. I'm gonna cap off the video with a tip. If you do have a ring light and it still keeps showing that rolling bands, one thing you can do actually is try to bounce it off to a different surface. So here's a B-roll clip of me trying to fix it. So what happens is, if the light comes directly from the ring light, I guess the rolling bands happens. But if you try to bounce it off a surface or a white wall or something, I did do this when I was filming in my room in Manila. Here's a sample video. Hopefully it looks pretty okay. Just to conclude again, if you plan on making TikToks, you need a light that's relatively affordable. For your video calls or meetings, ring light's pretty okay. But if you're doing it for YouTube, for vlogging, I don't really recommend it. I personally wouldn't recommend it. That pretty much ends this video. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this was pretty clear. I think, pretty off the cuff, pretty off script. I am trying to do something else right now. But then, yeah, if you have any more tech questions, just try to comment it down below. Hopefully I can help. If not, I'll ask other people for help and then answer your comment down below. Question for the video: what is a gear type? Okay, not something specific, please, because my budget isn't really that big right now. What is a gear type that you want to see me review? Sorry to JM Plays Chords and Life. I know you did recommend, or you did suggest I do something about DJI Osmo, the mobile thing. I still haven't found someone who owns it that I can borrow from. Thank you so much again for watching my video. I just want to plug a couple things: Instagram, Facebook. Let me try if the YouTube thing shows up here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you did like the video and you want to subscribe pretty fast, subscribe button's like right around here. Next videos up there and down there. Hopefully I see you guys in my next video. All right, peace. Yeah.